Welcome to the Luxe Sleep. My name is Reland Logan, and we chat about women consultants making big moves, big wins, and the secrets to extraordinary branding. So I have a question. What do you get when you mix a teacher's heart, a social worker's compassion, and a stand-up comedian's wit? You get today's guest, someone who knows that real change doesn't have to be dry and leadership development doesn't have to be boring. And I promise neither will this conversation today. Meet Jenn Christison, performance improvement consultant, facilitator, coach, and the founder of 7 Ways Consulting. With over 15 years of experience across industries and sectors, Jenn is known for helping motivated leaders become even better through custom coaching, facilitation, and education grounded in the principles of continuous improvement and respect for people. Her background in society, ethics, and human behavior informs a unique approach to transformation, one that blends technical process improvement with deep team and leadership development. Whether she's guiding executives or running hands-on workshops, Jenn brings clarity, optimism, and just the right amount of irreverent fun to the table. And yes, she once dreamed of changing the world as a teacher, social worker, or stand-up comic. And somehow she's managed to do all three. So please welcome the impressible, insightful, and ever optimistic Jenn. Hi, Jenn. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. That was a delightful introduction. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Jenn, let's dive in because, I'm sure we'll have people like holding their stomachs laughing. Be safe while driving vehicles, everyone. What inspired you to start your brand? Give us the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, so I love solving problems. Like, full stop, first things first. I love working with motivated people who are ready to roll up their sleeves, make change happen. So for most of my career, like the first 15 of it, I led internal improvement work. So I was an internal consultant. I led internal improvement consulting teams. We did great things, cool stuff. And when you're part of a large organization, problem solving isn't always as urgent as it could be.
No.
Politics, bureaucracy, egos. I'm going to say it. Ego. Let's be real.
Ego.
Misalignment. Just time, hours, days, weeks, months, years spent on getting everyone on board. And it's like you start to become part of that problem. And I knew I wanted to lead improvement work differently. I want to meet people where they're at, show them what's possible, and help them build a path forward that actually works, but quickly, and ensuring lasting improvement. And so as an external improvement coach, my clients are deliberately reaching out. They want a fresh perspective. They want change. They recognize that they might not have all the answers and they might be a little bit part of the problem. They're ready to face that and have a buddy to help them get past it. And so 7 Ways represents my belief that there isn't one right way to do improvement work. There are many, and it's how we approach the work that matters.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So there are many ways, but why the number 7?
That is a great question, and the answer is going to be exceedingly unsatisfying.
Love it.
It is a random number. However, it is based on a specific exercise, so I won't bore you with all the nerdy details. But in my line of work, there is a specific heavily facilitated exercise. When you're doing a big innovation or solving a big, hairy problem with a large group, there's an exercise called 7 Ways. It's pretty niche, but I experienced it early in my career and I love it. And so the facilitator encourages the group to really understand the problem you're trying to solve, like dig into all the nooks and crannies, really get clear on what you're solving. And then I would force you to come up with at least 7 different ways of solving that problem. And you have to draw them out because it blows your mind. We can all think of 1 or 2 ways to solve a problem.
Of course.
But getting to even 3 and 4, but really getting to 7 or more requires some weird thinking. And so you're encouraged to look to nature. You're encouraged to look to other industries. You're encouraged to get weird with it and think about what wouldn't work. And that's how I like to approach work. And so I picked that as the name of my business.
Oh my gosh. I really actually love that. And I love doing drills like that. I'm also nerdy and workshops make my heart sing. And it is what it is. So I actually came across this the other day in some kind of coaching. I don't know what I was doing or who I was talking to be honest. I just forgot. But I'm in this conversation and I said, okay, like this is a solution. Boom, boom, boom. And I got told no on so many different fronts. And I looked at them and I go, okay, listen, everything you just told me no to is because you didn't want to solve the problem and or you cannot see past square one. So I'm going to challenge you to stop that type of thinking and like let's move forward into something that moves us forward, because you cannot tell me you cannot raise the price on something because people can't afford it, but then in the same breath tell me you can't get the money to get the difference. So something's got to change and something's got to give. So how are we going to do this differently? And they all just kind of looked at me. I was like, I'm just going to point it out. It is what it is. And we sometimes need to come at things with honesty and creativity. And the idea of like going through 7 ways to get to something creative, even if your 7th way is, well, aliens are going to come down from outer space and they're going to eat a bowl of spaghetti with us. And that bowl of spaghetti at the bottom is going to have the answer at in tomato sauce. Like that is so much more productive than always saying no without thinking things through as a team.
I
And
love that. And like, oh, well, and the specific, I mean, at the beginning, what you said is it was clear they weren't ready to solve the problem. And like, yeah, if you're ready and willing to solve a problem, you are going to be willing to look at all the angles. And the like alien spaghetti example is actually so great because one, that could spark some bizarre insight that actually leads to problem solving. But even if it doesn't, what it is going to do is make everybody crack up and stop taking themselves so seriously and like high five and like then have a fresh perspective and maybe be willing to like, okay, let's just get this figured out. Like we can do, surely we can do this. Like we can work together. It changes the vibe. And that's a big part of improvement work too, is sometimes just like mixing it up a little bit. So I love that.
have you ever done improv classes?
I have not done improv classes, but I am on the board of directors for a nonprofit improv organization in Seattle, actually, Unexpected Productions. And I just took a sketch comedy class this weekend.
Oh my goodness. One time I was at the American Marketing Association leadership conference and they brought in an improv person. I have never had such a funny and fun time doing an exercise on creative thinking as I did in that moment. And I did theater growing up. Like I love improv. I too love comedy. I joke that one day I'm going to snap and pull a marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And in that space, like everybody had to like take on the next thing. I think we got to something about Beyonce and also out in outer space. I really like outer space clearly. But there was like 30 or 40 of us leaders in this room. So I don't think I started the outer space, but I think people lost limbs. Somebody was allergic to carrots. And it was just this concept of changing the way you think when you approach things. And I think the fact that I love how you said force. It's like, no, y'all paid for this. You paid for this level of torture. Enjoy it.
I'm going to force you to think differently right now, like it or not. That's why you're paying me.
Literally, like you paid for this. I don't know what to tell you.
You signed up. Like, I don't know. This is your problem now.
It was always their problem.
It's always their problem. But now you brought me into this. So now, you know what? We're in it together.
I'm going to take you out.
I'm going to take you out. Yeah. But no, I'm so glad you brought up improv because those skills of listening, being present, and being willing to move forward together and like being receptive is so critical to the kind of work that I do. So yeah, absolutely love it.
If you hire her after this podcast, do not be shocked if you have a whole improv circle to solve your problem. It's going to be great.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's look back just a little bit further and think of, what was that pivotal moment in your brand's journey that really defined where you are today?
Yeah, if I think about where I am today and what's changed is I'm definitely more comfortable taking risks and just trying things. And so I think that turning point was choosing to self-publish my book, Even Better Leadership, Provocative Reflections to Guide Improvement, quick plug. So I have all these unfinished ideas sitting on my shelf for years, tons of different ideas. This is technically my second book. My first one isn't published yet because I've been sitting on it for years. And so I realized like I help other people bring their ideas to life all the time. That is part of what I do. Why am I not doing this for myself? And so I got sick of that. And I was like, I need to be practicing what I preach on myself. And so I committed to it. I was like, I had this kernel of an idea and I gave myself constraints, a due date, a strict budget, like here's a clear finish line. I hired someone whose contract was up on the due date I set for myself, which was my birthday, just to make it all about me. Like it couldn't have been more about what I was trying to bring forth. And it really forced me to practice what I preach. It forced me to do iterative thinking, to not let perfection be the enemy of the good. And it reignited my creativity. And it reminded me that my creative pursuits fuel my professional work. They don't compete with it.
No.
And it really helped clarify that while 7 Ways Consulting is a brand and it's a separate brand, it's not Jenn, it's 7 Ways Consulting, but it is an extension of me. And that means leaning in more to what makes me me. And so I am being much more strict with myself on building time into my calendar for my creative pursuits, my weirdness, and figuring out how to fuse that into my business or not. Like, but that's part of me and I'm the one running the brand. And so I need to give that breathing room, so to
I
speak.
think it really does matter. It matters to not like only people on YouTube are going to be able to see this. So, find approximately 11 minutes and 50 seconds and you'll see what's happening here. But when we start operating when we're out of alignment like this, like things get hard and we don't make time for those containers. But if you can morph yourself into it truly and be in alignment, then you're going to start to see like even more magical things happen. I personally had to do it last year and things are looking up. But in one of the spaces, I was just on a retreat in Brooklyn. I'm surrounded by all these people who had all these great business things that were going to move their business forward. And I love them. I'm friends with them. Like kudos for everybody who's going after those things. And I can't wait to see them win. Mine was like, womp womp. Like mine was not, I'm going to go get like 15 more leads. I'm the busiest woman I know. Mine was, you are going to go drive yourself to the park and sit in silence for 15 minutes to an hour and do nothing. And for me, to your point of like choosing me, it was let your brain think, like actually give your brain space to ruminate on all these creative ideas. So they're not just kernels, like something's going to come to fruition in a beautiful way. And the fact that you're giving yourself a container, which I really believe that a lot of creativity can happen in a container more so than free flowing.
Yes.
Allows you to, yes, you're choosing you. And I want you to be as selfish as like all get out. Like, please be selfish. We all could be a little bit more selfish as women. But it also is going to have greater impact on people on the other side of that. And that's very powerful. But I don't want to make it about them. It's about you. So continue to be selfish.
Yeah, no, but I think that really resonates. Like I think creativity within constraints, that's what helps foster innovation, like kind of forces you to think differently. And no, that point about being selfish, and I'm trying to reframe it in the way of just better understanding what makes me me.
You.
And this might be cheesy or get a little too like, ooh, high and mighty. I actually think that's a big part of leading and working with integrity. If you don't know who you are and what you're about, and if your cup isn't full about what makes you you, how can you know that you are acting with integrity? Because integrity is all about your own belief system and your values. And I think when we get too caught up or not misaligned, as you said, how do you know that you're doing what is actually right by yourself and by your community? So I don't know. I think there's something
You
there.
don't. I think it's like one of those words that we need to like, what words that I am not prescribing to the propaganda of. Money is bad. Okay. Yep. Everybody stop with that. Money is great. Just depends on the person who has it.
Yeah.
And it's how we fuel society. Get over it. America chose this life. Then I'm also not going to subscribe to being selfish is bad. stop it, everybody. To your point, how do you know you're operating integrity? I have a girlfriend who's creating this really incredible concept called like consciously selfish, where it's about choosing yourself as a woman so you can do more good. Like we have such negative connotations around some of these words, and can we just knock it off because it's holding us back?
Yeah, absolutely. And when I think about the topic of marketing or branding, as
Sales.
a small business owner, I'm inundated with ideas or advice, or you have to do it this way, or this is the trick, or this is the da 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 da. Yeah, right. Yes, thumbs down for those listeners at home. Absolutely. Like, and it can be exhausting. And how do you know the path forward? And again, if you're acting out of misalignment, or if you're not spending the time to give yourself that headspace or be clear on what's actually important to you and in line with your own values, how do you evaluate all these offers? How do you evaluate all the top 10 tactics you got to do? Like, because they might not all work. Like, I reject some of them outright because I don't wanna. I just don't
Thank
wanna.
you.
I don't know. Like, it's not me, and so I'm not gonna do it. That feels ick.
If it feels icky, you shouldn't do it. If you
Should
feel
do
like you have
it.
to convince yourself or convince others, don't do it. It's it's so funny. I two stories real fast. I had somebody message me. This podcast is on YouTube. Fun fact, everyone. And I keep now getting inundated with folks who are like, I can fix your YouTube channel. I don't care about my YouTube channel right now. Like right now, I can't promise I won't care about it in 6 months, but like right
Sure.
now, there's stuff on it. Cool. But I had somebody message me and they're like, I know you want to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I messaged back and I go, how in the world do you know what I want? And then they sent
Excuse
me a
me?
whole thing
Yeah.
with their pricing. And I was like, one, didn't ask for your pricing. Two, I don't care about it right now. I care about getting the podcast off the ground. I care about talking to people. I don't like if the YouTube blows up tomorrow. Kudos to you, Jen. Kudos to me. Kudos to Kimfer. Kudos to like all
Right?
of us women who are going to be
Woohoo.
on this epic YouTube channel.
Yeah, great.
But don't care right now.
Yeah.
And they're just people are so funny when, especially when they come at you for marketing tactics. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I roll my eyes when people are like, Raylan's great at marketing and I need to be nice and generous about this. And I'm like, no, I'm really good at brand strategy. So you know what tactics to stay away from.
And what a wise perspective, right? Like, yeah, what tactics you should avoid is just as important as what you should go after. Like, don't do something that's not good for your brand. Don't do that. That's weird.
No. And don't stretch yourself so thin that you
You-
can't function and actually
Exactly.
perform the thing you promised.
Yes, absolutely.
Like this, we are not going on a social media hamster wheel tangent. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket, everyone. Go listen to like episodes 2 through 10. Not doing it today. But it is so interesting. Like to your point, you're like, I just don't wanna. I think we all need to feel a little bit more of the I just don't wanna. And like understand that you are saying no to something, but you're also
Mhm.
saying yes to something else.
Absolutely.
And make sure it's in alignment with like we want to be in alignment with ourselves, truly, fully, but also is in alignment with the people we want to help. Because
Mm-hmm.
wherever those two overlap is where we really should be hanging out. And the rest of
Mm-hmm.
it can go like, I don't know, float on a river somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It just doesn't make sense, doesn't add up.
It's it doesn't make sense. Makes money, makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
let's
there you
do
go.
this. Alrighty. So let's look forward
Mm-hmm.
with my big hands today. Um, what are your long-term goals for expanding your brand's impact with the things that you do want to do?
Yeah, I think ultimately I do want to grow a larger team,
Okay.
to just better help become a force multiplier. I always like that term of, thinking about teaching others to fish or planting seeds and watching them grow. I do enjoy mentoring others to do this work, and lead it with the same kind of care and creativity that I try to bring to it. So there's that perspective. Um, but currently, most of my work is custom. And I
Yeah.
am building more scalable offerings, those workshops, trainings, keynotes that give people a way to get started, even without me being there for every second of it. So part of that is I'm distilling kind of my years of experience into more flexible frameworks that
Yeah.
others can use, but still honoring that tailored client specific approach that matters to me. Again, I don't want anything to ever be one size fits all. So thinking about how to make an approachable off the shelf option for folks, because people do want that. Like
Yeah.
that is important, a way to get started, a way to spark people's creativity or take the first steps on their own. But making sure it doesn't feel like this applies to anyone, because that's not who I am. So I think ultimately that goal is more a broader impact without losing the soul of the work or what I really believe to be true. So that's what I'm focused on. And again, where I'm leaning into my creativity. Again, forget what other people say or how other people do it. Like I started my own brand and business for a reason. Like, what do I say? What do I think?
You literally started it to do it your way.
Yeah,
And
literally.
also,
Yeah.
like, here's a little plug for anybody who's listening who wants to start, who feels like you need to do it the way the old business that you worked at did it. What works for huge businesses does not
Mm-hmm.
work for small businesses.
Yeah.
And it does not work for medium-sized businesses. Like things have to be done differently. And the only reason those big businesses became big was because they were brave enough to do something small and change the narrative in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So stop doing what everybody tells you want to do and like listen to your heart. If there's like one message out of this whole thing, it's like listen to your inner self.
Yeah, I think that's hard to do. I do. I think as business owners, I'd be curious for, I don't know, be curious for you to expand on that, Raylan. Like, how do you help get people into that mindset? I think that's interesting.
Oh, how do I get people into that mindset? A couple ways, actually. Um, I spent a long time working on this framework, Jen. So here it is for everybody who has been trying to piece this together through all of these episodes. Um, I start with Brandmuda Brand Breakthrough. So I was actually teaching somebody this the other day, like name the baby. Stop using generic terms for the stuff that you do. Name the baby. I named the baby
Hmm.
Brandmuda Brand Breakthrough. And what I do is I go through and I will send somebody a video that they pay for. I don't do discovery calls anymore. Waste of
Yeah.
my energy and yours. And
Yep.
what I do is I just look through everything. I have them fill out a Google form that tells me what their goals are. And I literally show them their website as a consumer and show where those things are out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel I can work with you and I can help fix the problem, then I will invite you to the next step. Not
Mm-hmm.
whatever the next step is. There's one next step. The next step is to brainstorm. So then I interview folks and I really listen to them. So I've seen it. Now I hear it and I hear what they want. And I ask a lot of questions that feel like they have nothing to do with branding whatsoever. And I take that back and I put it into a strategic plan that tells people what they need to start doing, what they need to stop doing in order to hit what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about me. Like I can tell you all the best practices in the world, but that's not where you're going to get an iPhone with no buttons. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so we take that. And then if it makes sense, I will invite somebody to the next step, which is a making waves intensive. And that is where we execute on that strategic plan and get it done in 2 to 3 business days. So they are off to the races. Um, People tell me that I help them find their voice. People tell me that they found things they never knew they needed. One person told me it was like a punch to the gut, but in a good way. And then we really move forward. But I would say my skill set is being able to see it, hear it, and reflect it back in a way
Mm-hmm.
that pulls where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do believe that everybody does have the answers. They just don't always know how to organize the answers, and they need somebody to organize their brain.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
a
that's
brain
cool.
organizer.
Yeah, brain organize. Yeah, I think that makes sense though. I mean, it connects with needing headspace and time, and then also sometimes a structure, a container
Yeah.
to think about everything that's swirling or reorganize it in a way that makes sense. Yeah, to move forward. That's
So
cool.
that is what I do. And right now we're in a season of what do I actually do? Because as one of my girlfriends told me, I don't know that you're really a brand strategist or like sales systems person. I think you're more than that. And I'm like, well, I don't know what that means. So we're all going to come up with a new word one of these days, Jen.
Yeah. A
One
new
of
a
these
new
days
naming
we'll
of the
know.
baby. Yeah, new. Yeah.
Well, another baby to name. But that framework is all called the brand extraordinary
Yeah.
method. So it's name the baby, everyone.
Hmm.
This she's going to hear this episode. She's going to be like, Raylan, you had to like bring up naming the baby. Sure did. And that I think sometimes is how we really start to carve our own space and allow our voice to make room, make waves in a way that is going to impact somebody. And some of us are going to find a way to impact lots of somebody's. But being okay with the impact that we make, whether it's big or small, is also a huge part of that. And being able to look back and appreciate what you've done. I was coaching someone the other day, and the statement was made, was like, oh, I only did $6,000 this month. That was the number. And I was like, only $6,000, huh? I go, do you remember the days when $6,000, you were so excited for it? I go, when making $6,000 was unheard of for you? And they're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And I go, think about that. And then know that you can always do more. And then once you hit that more, that will start to be your baseline. But let's be grateful for what we had and know that you can be grateful for what you have and still want more. I think that is also one of those propaganda things I am not subscribing to.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I really love that. The name the baby thing, I think, is actually pretty, I mean, it's quite insightful because there's a lot that goes along with that. Like, it got my wheels turning, at least, maybe not all women, but, you know, of course not all women. But for me, like, as a woman, it can be scary to really feel proud of what you're creating. And so when I think about the name the baby, that's like, people are proud of their baby and they're want a unique or special name. They want the name that fits, that represents something that they care about most in the world and are so proud of. And so I like that. Yeah, if you apply that thinking to your business or to your offering or what you're creating and putting out there and saying, yeah, I'm proud of this. Yeah, I'm calling it what I want to call it. I think that's cool. Give me something to think about, something to ponder on this Friday.
Actually never thought of it that way.
No, it's not. It's inspiring.
Oh, thank you. Like, I never thought of it that way. I was just kind of like, can you just name the thing? But to your point, I'm so proud of my child. I know not every woman has kids, but you have nieces, nephews. There's some little kid around you that you are proud of. Or you had a hand in helping name the baby. And you're right. Like, I'll tell anybody who listens, Grayson's one of the greatest athletes I've ever come across. He doesn't always feel that way, but I'm like, no, that is like an abnormal skill set for an 8-year-old. So, and I'll tell the whole world about it. And as women, sometimes in business, we're afraid to say what we do.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, yeah, I'm terrified. I'm terrified to market my book. Who else is going to?
Who's going to do it? That's just a great question. Who's going to do it, friend?
That's stupid. And like, what would I tell a friend? Like, I love that, like, who had written a book. I would tell them to market it. Like, what you're just going to do it and then just hide it? Use it as a chair stop or something?
Just like pull it out of your purse and be like, you might like this, but like scribble out your name as the author and hand them the book.
Absolutely. It's wild. It's wild that we do that. And I would tell others not to do it, but that's easier than, just not doing it yourself.
Always
like,
just stop.
Just stop doing that. It's dumb.
So. I have felt guilty lately for just being like, nope, it is what it is. And then not making excuses after it. Like, and that's what I'm calling them now when I'm like, oh, this is my process. And then I want to be like, but it's worth it. I'm like, no, shut your mouth, lady. That's me talking to myself.
Yeah.
Really, like, let people make decisions for themselves, but understand that the book you wrote is incredible. Somebody needs it. The process I've created is incredible. Somebody needs it. And we don't need to make excuses as to why they shouldn't choose what we do.
No, I think that's a good perspective because the people for whom it isn't a good fit, and there will be, they'll make that choice, and that's fine. Like don't put doubt in the minds of people who are excited about it. Like, let people decide.
Let people decide. I once had a coach. I clearly on Fridays, everybody, my brain does not fire on all cylinders, and that's okay. So somebody once told me it's kind of like you give somebody a present. Like, here's a present, Jen. And you are so excited that you received this present from me. And as you're starting to open the present, I'm like, "Oh, well, you might not like it. It's like, I didn't know. So and I'm sitting there like, and you're just happy to be opening up this present
Yes.
and I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
We all need to
Awkward.
stop putting down the present. Like we're gifting something to somebody else. If they
Hmm.
want to return it later, like, are you there when they make the return? No. So like, let it go
Yeah. Just let it go. Put it out there. Let them decide, and yeah, go
and
on
move
from
on.
there. I love it.
So much fun. This might go down as one of the more insightful episodes we've ever had of like big mental breakthroughs happening with two women in real time.
Well, I think it's because it started with aliens and spaghetti.
It
I don't
did.
think that's a coincidence.
It's because we're reading the bottom of the bowl. It's
Yeah, we're
fine. It's all
reading,
coming to
reading
us.
the
The answers are
marinara
there.
sauce, and this is what's happening.
So as you're building this new container for
Mhm.
the first book, that's the new book, and
Yes.
you are now going to move forward and market the current book that's sitting behind you on that table. In case anybody's watching, everyone's going to stop listening to this one and actually watch this one on YouTube. This might be the one that breaks the internet. And how is your marketing strategy going to adapt to support that brand growth?
Well, I mean, first things first, that I'll have to increase my marketing budget because I do think that that is a necessary and worthwhile investment, right? Like as a business grows, as your brand grows, you do need to make deliberate investments. And so I'm saying
Yes.
that kind of cheeky, but no, being deliberate about the marketing aspect and giving, the tender loving care to that. And I do see marketing as the way I see improvement work. It's something that you pause, evaluate, and refine as things shift. When things are shifting, or if you want things to shift, marketing needs to be part of that.
Totally.
And despite me using the word marketing a bunch, I am not a marketing expert. So I hire great ones. So I will continue to bring in professionals to help me translate what I do into stories and strategies, again, that resonate, help me figure out based on where I want to go, like you said, and like what's important to me, what the right
Yeah.
next steps are. And so I think as I grow and to support growth, I'm sure I'll expand into new formats or platforms. Like I'm toying with the idea of a YouTube channel.
You're going to do
As
it.
you said earlier, I'm not ready to do that yet. I want to, I have ideas, but like, not okay. It's add it to the idea list. But I think what's really going to support my growth and fuel the growth is more opportunities for clients to get to know me. And that's where I think video and YouTube's really helpful to help people get to know who you are. I think in the work that I do, or I know in the work that I do, vibe matters and the relationship matters. To have a coach, it needs to be someone that you want to work with, who you really feel like you can collaborate with and trust effectively. And I think video is a great medium for that, to help people start to get to know what you're about. This might be a little off tangent, but I love the idea of hosting big parties where leaders can mingle and get inspired, cross industry, cross function, cross just completely different. So that's something that I actually want to pursue. And then also hosting sort of hands-on volunteer events where leaders can
Oh,
practice solving problems together in real time. Not their work problems, but supporting an organization. Like, let's roll up our sleeves and do something, whether that's maybe at a food bank or anyway. So just different ideas that I'm percolating on, because ultimately I know that my marketing will evolve
yeah.
alongside my brand, and it needs to. But I want to make sure I'm doing it intentionally and with a focus on real connection on what matters to me and not just the noise. So
Oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness, do the events.
Right? It sounds fun.
I think that, it's been 5 years, everybody. Well, not really 5 years since COVID ended, since COVID started.
Oh, yeah.
And we went away from doing things in person and we're slowly
Yes.
bringing them back. But I don't know that everybody knows how to do that intentionally
Yes.
again,
Yeah.
because like we're all
Hmm.
adults. So we were doing it intentionally prior to, like, we
Yep.
know how,
Yeah, we
but
do.
um, we haven't been exercising it
Hmm.
to the level that we used to. But I think if somebody with your skill set can come and bring that and like bring intentionality to having events that, allow people to solve problems, but also allow people to interact, like you become the catalyst for that, which will in
Hmm.
turn not only be in alignment with your personality, but also um, bring your business really more into the spotlight that is going to help the impact of solving problems. And if you like hosting parties, I think that's a better way of going about it than, posting on Instagram where people may or may not see you. So,
Right? Yeah. Or if you don't even like doing it, hello, me. Or
yeah.
no, and I love that example. I love to have nuanced, both big and small and weird conversations. Most platforms on social media don't really lend themselves to how I like to be. And so I don't
No.
want to cram everything into a soundbite. That's not who I am. That's not how I think about work. So yeah, like do something else. Have an event. Be in real life. Be weird
Have
together.
an event. Sometimes I feel like I'm having a one-sided conversation on social media.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
get lots of people have tons of engagement,
Hmm.
and I've been told, like, write it more engaging. I'm like, no, I tend to just say the thing, and then people think about it and they move on from my post because I left them something to think about.
Hmm.
I'm not here to stroke everyone's ego and have a whole conversation. I'm busy.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not what's bringing you life. So like, don't do
No.
it that way. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Um, where I'm with you, I rather see people in person, and I rather see people in person with meaning.
Yes.
For
Yes.
me, that's a big thing. I'm not
Hmm.
just gonna go because somebody's hosting like a random networking event where I collect a bunch of dead
Yes.
trees in my hand and throw them
Yes.
away later.
But yeah, let's come together on something that we like doing. Ideally, yeah, if we're volunteering and like actually helping others, I think that's great. Or if, we're talking about a specific problem or we're just, I don't know, yeah, with purpose, just getting together and being real together. That's great.
Bring back intentional networking
Yeah.
right
Yes.
now. All right. We have made it to the fun questions. Since
Mm.
you also are a pre-gamer, you know what's coming. But if this is your first time listening, you don't know what's coming. So here we go. Sounds like we're about to play Jeopardy. What does a day living a luxurious life look like for you?
I feel like my answer might be a little basic, and I'm okay with that. It includes fancy accommodations. There is no question. Like luxury to me has a very specific imagery and smells and vibes. It's beachfront plus a nice pool. I want options. I guess at the end of the day, luxury means I have options. Windows, view, fresh food, books are handy. It's clean. There's no clutter. There's good smells. I have plenty of free time. There's a wonderful dinner party. There's caviar and champagne, right? Like cheese, chocolate. I don't know. Like it's just very uh indulgent in that there's time and options to just be. And that sounds amazing. I need a
And
vacation.
enjoy.
Enjoy. Yeah.
There's a team of us Lux Leap ladies who all just want the beach and a book and a spa.
Is that, I mean,
And a
yeah, it's
view of the
perfect.
beach. I don't even necessarily need to go out there. I just need to open up the door.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's and a pool with a swim up bar, but really I don't want to swim up. You can bring it to
You
me.
can bring it to me. Yes. But I want the option. It looks great. Like,
It looks great. Like
it's a
it's a
wonderful
great,
aesthetic.
yeah, the
Yeah.
aesthetic and the idea
Yeah.
that other people are swimming
Other
up to you,
people are
but you're
swimming.
bringing it to me. Sounds good.
Yeah. And then if I wanted to, I could. Again, it's options. I might not choose any of them. I might just lay in my bed with a beautiful view and read a book, but I could go out to the swim up bar, and I like that. That is luxury.
But we may never leave the room. We may
No.
just have room service. It's okay.
Yeah, that is also great. It's wonderful.
And can the massage therapist come to me?
Yes.
Not me go
Everyone
down to
can,
them.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's options. I'm with you. Options.
Options. Luxury is options.
Luxurious options.
But high-end options, not like when I go thrift store shopping and it's like stressful. Like not cluttered options. Like beautiful,
Clean line
well-appointed options. Yes, clean line options. Yes.
We are very similar. I avoid certain parts of my house for the sole fact that they like clutter and I can't stand it.
Yes. Yep.
So I just need to take a moment to live in that space of our swim up bar. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I can feel it. It feels really, really relaxing.
Yeah, it does.
So
Oh, rejuvenation.
I think we need a break.
Yeah, and I was like, I think it's Friday. I need a vacation. Big, obviously, I need to book a trip. Like that's
I
to-do
felt that
list.
for both
Yeah,
of
I'm
us.
like,
Like,
wow,
yeah,
wistful. I got very wistful very quickly from luxury to like, oh, I
no,
really need that.
I might need that like now.
I might just need to clean my desk. I think clutter is a big like
You
theme.
say that, and I've got like 10 pens right here, like
Oh
four
yeah.
things of literally four things of nail polish. Like, I can't even lie to anybody. Um, and yeah, just I need someone to clean my house for me.
Oh yeah,
In
me too.
one word, what is your primary motivation in business?
You know, if I had to pick one word, it would be agency, and not like a business or a travel agency, agency as in personal empowerment. And I carry kind of a sense of accountability with that. So it's having that power and autonomy to act intentionally, but also take responsibility for your actions and doing what you know is right. So I want agency for myself and how I earn money and how I run my business and how I live my life. And I also want that for my clients. Like I want to work with leaders who have big, good intentions and things are getting in their way. And I want to help them lead and take control over or like step into their agency.
That's beautiful. And I think more people need agency, but to the level that you said, where they also take responsibility for the actions that they chose,
Hmm.
and believing in that with conviction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. Well, Jen, this was way too much fun. We should do it again sometime. But so many deep thoughts, funny thoughts, alien spaghetti. Uh, let people know where they can find you. I'm sure it's not a UFO.
Oh, I mean, yeah, out of this world. No, you can find me at sevenwaysconsulting.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Jenn Christison. And yeah, those are probably the best places to find me.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Well, if you're listening and you want to work with Jen, seriously, I think that might be one of the best decisions you make all year. And if you're listening to this years from now, still one of the best decisions you'll make all year. So thank you so much for being on here, Jen. We are so happy to have you. And for those of you who are listening, so grateful that you took the time to listen to the Luxe Sleep again. If it's your first time, we really do love you. And this is a place where women are going to do big things. And it's not the jumping off point, even though we talk about Luxe Sleeps. It's just another point in the journey where we don't have to feel so alone. So have a wonderful, beautiful day, weekend. You are all listening to this on a Thursday, even though it's a Friday for us. And we will see all of you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.